Hello students, welcome back to Shreya's classroom. So, we were reading a story from class 9 from the book Beehive, A Truly Beautiful Mind. And we have already completed the part 1 of the story and today we'll read part 2 of it. Okay, so let's get started. He also felt a special interest in our fellow student Mileva Maric, whom he found to be a clever creature. So in the previous video, we have already seen that Einstein was interested in physics and mathematics. But apart from physics and mathematics, there were many more things that grabbed his attention. So, Mileva Maric was one of them. So, it was Mileva Maric who caught his attention. Okay. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. So, Mileva Maric was from the country Serbia. Okay, she was a Serb. And Einstein met her at the university in Zurich. Because we have already read that Einstein went to the university in Zurich to pursue his higher studies. And Mileva Maric also went to study there because at that time the university in Zurich was one of the few universities in Europe which used to provide degrees to women. Okay. So Einstein and Mileva Maric met each other at the university in Zurich. Okay. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love. Here, Philistines refer to those people who are against art, literature and music. Okay, who do not like art, literature and music. Okay, but Einstein was not a Philistine. And Mileva Maric also was not a Philistine. They too were fond of art, literature and music. Connoisseur of art and music. Okay. But Einstein often used to confront this type of people, I mean Philistines, in his family, in his university. Okay. But fortunately, Mileva Maric was not a Philistine. She was fond of art and literature. And that's why Einstein is saying that he found his companion in Mileva Maric. Okay? And finally, the couple fell for each other. They fell in love. Okay? Letters survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing signs with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." So, they fell in love and then they started exchanging letters, in which they used to mix signs with their feelings by using the words or the terms of signs. For example, once Einstein wrote to Mileva Maric that it would be a very proud and happy moment for me when we two would finally conclude our research on the theory of relativity. Okay? In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. So, in the year 1900, at the age of 21, Einstein became a university graduate. Okay. And then he started working as an assistant teacher. And finally, he got a job as a technical expert in the patent office in the year 1902. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of patent? A document which gives the right of an invention to an inventor. What does it mean? For example, you have invented how to make gulab jamun. Okay, you are the first one who has invented how to make gulab jamun. Now, if a license is given to you by the government that for the next 20 years only you will be able, only you have the right of making gulab jamun and selling them. Others won't be able to make gulab jamun and sell them. They won't be able to copy your invention for 20 years only, for the next 20 years. Okay, it is called patent. Okay. While he was supposed to be assessing other people's inventions, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. So, in the patent office, Einstein was supposed to examine or study other people's inventions or discoveries. But instead of doing so, Einstein was secretly working on his own theory. His entire concentration was on his own theory. Okay? He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So his desk drawer is jokingly called as the Bureau of Theoretical Physics because in his drawer he used to keep all the information or important papers regarding his theory. Okay. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. From this followed the world's most famous formula which describes the relationship between mass and energy, and that is E equals to mc square. Okay. So, in the year 1905, finally Einstein's theory of relativity was published. Okay. And according to this theory, time and distance are not absolute. Means they are not fixed. Time and distance are different for different observers. Okay. So speed is different for different observers. Speed is not absolute. For example, a man is standing at the platform. Okay, suppose a man is standing at the platform. And from there, he is seeing that a train is moving at a certain speed. And the passengers who are sitting inside the train, they are also moving with the same speed. They are also in motion. Okay, so for the man who is standing at the platform, for him, the passengers who are are sitting in the moving train, they are also in motion. They are also moving along with the train. Okay. But the passengers who are sitting inside the train, for them, each other, when they are observing each other, then they are not finding each other in motion. Then they are finding each other as stationary object. Stationary object means something which is still or which is not in motion is called stationary object. Okay. So, for the man who is standing at the platform, for him, the passengers inside the moving train are in motion. They all are in motion. But for the passengers who are sitting inside the train, for them, they are not in motion. They are not seeing each other in motion. Okay. So this is how speed is different for different observers. It depends on the observer. From where you are observing the speed of an object. Similarly, time is also not absolute. It is also not fixed. It is different for different observers. Like, if you notice the second hand of a clock, you will find that the time the second hand of a clock is taking to complete a single rotation, this clockwise rotation, this time duration will be same on every part of Earth. Okay. But if we move to a planet of another galaxy, to another system, then you will find that this time duration will change. Okay, this time duration will change if we move to another system. It won't be same anymore. Okay, so time is relative. Okay, and following this theory of relativity, Einstein discovered the most famous formula of the world, and that is E equals to mc square. Here E stands for energy, m stands for mass, and c stands for the speed of light. Okay. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. She thought Mileva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. She was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence. "She is a book like you," his mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. So, when Einstein was busy with his scientific inventions or with his professional life, his private life was completely falling apart. Okay. He wanted to marry Mileva Maric just after completing their studies. But Einstein's mother was against their marriage. Why? Because Mileva Maric was 3 years older than Einstein. And not only that, she was very intelligent. She was very intelligent like Einstein, which his mother could not accept. Okay, so you can understand that Einstein's mother was pretty conservative. According to her, a man's intelligence is beneficial or helpful for a family, but a woman's intelligence is detrimental or harmful for a family. Okay. So that's why Einstein postponed his wedding. Okay. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons. So After facing many difficulties, finally in the year 1903, the couple got married. Okay. But a few years later, the marriage faltered. But after a few years of their marriage, it started becoming weak. Falter means becoming weak. Okay, so their marriage was falling apart. Mileva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. So Mileva Marick was also a very intelligent and ambitious lady. Okay, she was also very intelligent, but after her marriage, she ended up becoming an unhappy housewife. Okay, so she was getting frustrated. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. So they two were constantly fighting with each other. Gradually, they were losing their compatibility with each other. And finally, in the year 1919, the couple got divorced. Okay. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. And in the same year, Einstein married his cousin Elsa. Okay. So, this much for today. I shall stop here today. And in the next video, we will read the last part of the story. Okay. So, if you enjoy my video, please do like, comment, share and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Bye.